Hello, good morning. In this video, I just want to do a quick run through of how to set up offline CBT. Now, in setting up the offline CBT, there are basic things that needs to be done first. And whoever is watching this video, you must have some of these files available. And if you don't have it, please request for it. One, you need to do proper installation of WAMP server, and to do that, there are files that you need to install. Number one, we need to install dependencies. Now, these are the dependencies that I'm showing you on the screen, these files. Now, why you're installing this file is to make sure that one server have all the dependency it requires to be able to run perfectly well on the machine. So after installing these files, you install it one after the other. You install this, and until you get to this point. Now, also remember this. While installing these files, some may have already been installed by the operating system. So when you try to install them, you see something like, do you want to remove or upgrade? So if you see that, just know that the file is already installed in the system. So you cancel and move to the next one. Now, after installing all these files, the next thing you have to do is to install the WAMP server. Now, this is the WAMP server you're going to install. 3.2.6 or any other version that may be available at the moment. So you install this WAMP server, and after installing the WAMP server, you install the files, you install WAMP server. Then the next thing that you need to do is to open the folder where WAMP server is installed. Basically, we have basically two folders where mostly WAMP server is installed. It's inside local disk, whether you're using C or D, but inside local disk. You see WAMP 64. Sometimes it's WAMP, sometimes it's WAMP 64. You open this WAMP 64, you open www folder, and you paste the next file I'm going to show you now into this folder, and that file is called offline exam. This file is already here, so you copy it from wherever you downloaded it into and paste it inside this www folder. After pasting it here, you change the name. Why we are changing the name so that it's going to be easy to access. So I like changing the name to CBT. So you just click on it once, or right click and go to rename and change it to CBT. Now, um, after changing it to CBT, so that's all that you need at this point. So after doing all these things, the next thing is to start up this WAMP server. Now, since WAMP server has been installed on the system, you need to double click on it. This is the icon for WAMP server. You double click on it to start it. You say yes. Now you start the WAMP server. Once WAMP server is started, now this is the icon here, this red icon. It shows that it's starting. Now, from this red icon, it's going to change to orange. That is the process of starting it. After changing it to orange, it has changed to orange. After changing to orange, it will change to green. Now it's starting the services. Now, once it changes to green, it means that the WAMP server is fully running, is now online, is now working, and you can start using. And also remember that anytime that you want to start running the program, WAMP server needs to be on. So sometimes it may take a little time for this icon to change to green, but you have to wait for it to change to green. So let's just continue. At this point, let's assume that the WAMP server has started running fully. The next thing you need to do is to make sure, because we are using this system as a server, we have to make sure that this system is open to accept connection from other systems, because other systems are going to be connecting to this system to use the CBT. So to do that, like okay, it has turned to green, so the web server is fully running. To do that, we'll click on this one server icon and we move to Apache. From Apache, we move to HTTP-vhost. We'll click on it. Now this window opens. It opens this notepad for us. Now, normally, if you have installed this one server newly, what you see here, you will not see this line. Now, this is what you're going to see like this. Now, this is how it comes by default. Now, it's working, but with this default, it means that system cannot connect to this one server from another system. Like somebody who wants to connect and use the CBT cannot connect because it's a require local. That means it's only this system, that is local system, that will be able to run this one server or run any application that is hosted on this server. So what you need to do is I'll put this hash sign on this require local. That means that this line I've turned this into a comment, which means it's no longer has any operational value here. Then I'll type require all granted. Require all granted simply means that I want all the other systems to connect to this one server. So after doing this, I will save. Just press Ctrl F and save, and yes, save. After saving it, I will go and click on this one server and restart all services. So restarting all services means that so that once I'll be able to take that changes I made in the configuration into account. So it has restarted all services. After doing this, next thing I have to do is I'll look for Windows security. Windows security, here is it. I'll click on it. Now, what I want to do is, because normally Windows security doesn't allow other systems to connect to this system. So it's also going to be a problem for us. When I open this Windows security, I'll look for firewall and network protection. Now, when I go to firewall and network protection, we have domain network, private network, and public network. Domain network, private network, and public network. What I'll do is each of them now is already off. Each of them I'll click on it. You see it will be on. I'll click to turn it off. When I do that, I'll go back, do the same thing for private network, turn it off. I'll go back, do the same thing for public network. This one is on. I'll turn it off like this. I'll say yes, I want it to be off. So I'll turn this domain network, private network, and public network. I've turned them off at this point. Then I'll close. So this is just how to set up this and enable, make sure that others will log into it. So the next thing is we need to give them an address that they're going to use to log into this system. Now, this thing is already connected to a network, because make sure that it's connected to a network so that you're able to generate an IP address for them. So to get an IP address, I'll type CMD here, that is to open command prompt. So I've opened command prompt. All I need to do is I'll type ipconfig. Ipconfig as one word. I press enter. Once I type ipconfig as one word and press enter, it's going to give me the network address for this system. This is take this IP version 4 address, which is 192.168.0.151. So this is the address you're going to give anybody who is going to connect to this system. For example, students are writing an exam, you give them 192.168.0.151 slash that CBT, it will open. So if I type here now 192.168.0.151 slash this, in this place I called it offline exam, but in your own case, like I say, you turn it to CBT. So once I type it, it opens the screen. And once anyone types this, it will open this. Once they are connected to the same network and they type this address on their system, it's going to open the screen for them to log in. And this is just basically how to set up the offline CBT on any system. And I hope that this is brief and detailed at the same time enough to guide you on how to work on this offline CBT and setting it up on a system. Do have a wonderful day.